Hello, everybody, and happy International Angel Shark Day. My name is Patrik Krstinic. I'm a marine project manager in WWF Adria, a part of WWF Global Network working in Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Slovenia, and Serbia. Our focus in WWF Adria Marine Program is sustainable fisheries, seafood, coastal communities, MPAs, and marine wildlife. So let me tell you our angel shark story. Actually, it started with a series of fortunate events on March 2019 when my colleague Daniel Kansky got a picture from a guy who knew a guy who found a juvenile angel shark in one of the major fish markets in Croatia. Luckily, the guy was a rare fish species collector, so he bought the specimen in order to stuff it. You can see this specimen in the photo. For us, it was quite a discovery since general opinion of the Croatian scientific community was that angel sharks are on the verge of extinction in Croatian waters. In fact, no angel sharks have been captured in scientific trawl service since 1958. So Daniel immediately called Simone Niedermiller, Mediterranean shark expert working for WWF, who just came back from Tunisia, where she was attending Med Regional Angel Shark Workshop. Since one of the key objectives defined in the draft Air RAP, as you all might know, was to strengthen the actions aimed at gathering data on angel sharks in Mediterranean, Mon asked Daniel to double-check the finding and try to gather as much info about it. Since the animal was sold by a retailer who sells fish from around Rab Island area in the northern Adriatic, Daniel called me knowing that I'm from the island of Rab and asked if I can check with the fishers from the island about the case. The first number I dial is my cousin, a captain on a trawler. When I asked him if he knows about the angel shark, he said, "Yep, I caught one yesterday and sold him to a retailer in Zagreb." I was really shocked. I mean, what were the odds? From there, Daniel and I started to explore, reaching out to fishers, and one by one, stories of the caught angel sharks started to appear. Still, it was all scattered and sporadic, and we needed a more systematic approach. So we decided to scale it up, and finally we succeeded in fundraising within the WWF network and got the small grant that helped us start the work. The first step was to conduct the local ecological knowledge study to collect historical data as well as recent records on angel shark catches and sightings in Croatian part of the Adriatic Sea. We subcontracted Pero Garkovic, a marine biology enthusiast who is administrating one of the most viral web page for marine topics in Croatia, Podvodni HR, and Branko Dragicevic from the Institute of Oceanography and Fisheries in Split. In the study, records of angel sharks were obtained through several means: scientific literature, historical newspapers and archives, personal contacts and data from the Lakefish Rescue project, but the majority of records were collected through online survey. The second thing we wanted to do is to identify high priority areas for conservation of angel sharks in the Adriatic by comparing spatial distribution of occurrence data with the marine protected areas. For that, we engaged angel shark project experts from London Zoological Society. When we got the first unofficial leg study report, we were stunned by results. Overall, 39 records of angel sharks were found in the period of last 5 years, while total of 50 records were found in the span from 2010 to 2020. Although recent studies suggested near disappearance of the species, the angel sharks were still here. Here you can see just the records from 2020, and unfortunately, as you can see from the photos, most of the animals were killed, then sold or eaten. Of course, incognito, since angel sharks are strictly protected by Croatian law. Anyway, the real interesting conclusions emerged from the geospatial analysis and visualization. Here you can see two maps. First one showing historic records from 1947 to 2009 and recent records from 2010 to 2020 in relation to designated MPAs in the Adriatic. You can see that historic records are scattered all around the Adriatic, unlike in the second map, where recent records are highly focused in the dark blue spot, which is the area around the island of Molat. You can see other findings from the study here. Although official, there are two species of angel shark in the Adriatic, only squatina records were found, adding to the documented uncertainty as to whether Squatina oculata remains in the region. Both adult and juvenile squatina records were identified, suggesting they use part of the Adriatic to give birth. More than a quarter of the sightings were in MPAs, most of them in Natura 2000 sites, but none of these still have an effective management plan in place. Two-thirds of squatina records within the MPAs were recent, which means if the major threats are tackled in MPAs, it's still possible to provide real protection for the species. And 62% of all sightings were in depths of less than 50 meters on soft sediments, which can indicate number of things, but shallower areas certainly provide better protection from predators and greater prey abundance. As you could see from the distribution maps, most recent records are in the northern and central Adriatic, and data collected reveals a previously unknown squatina hotspot in the Molat Island archipelago. That fact pushed us to organize two expeditions in the Molat Island, first in 2020 and more recent one at the beginning of this month. The goal of the first expedition was to screen the area in order to assess the future steps. And also during the first expedition, we established first contacts with the local community. On the second expedition, we planned several things: detailed underwater habitat mapping, which would be a baseline for protection of the area, as well as to pinpoint potential habitats for angel sharks, search for the angel sharks by scuba diving during the day and snorkeling in shallows by night. And we invited all relevant stakeholders from national administration to NGOs to scientific institutions to introduce them to the project and explain them the importance of species protection as well as their role in it. Overall, we had very successful expedition. We mapped the underwater habitats. We have the declarative commitment from all the stakeholders to work on spatial protection of the area, and we detected threats and defined priorities for future work on angel shark protection. Unfortunately, we haven't found the animal, but during the expedition, one large female was caught and released by fisher nearby Molat area, which brings us hope that tide is turning and the fishers are starting to realize that this iconic species is better off in the depths of Adriatic than in their dinner plates. So, this is where Croatian angel shark story ends, or I would say this is where it starts. Thank you for your patience, and for more info, you can reach me at this email address. And at the end, I want to show you a short video of an area that should be and hopefully someday will be a safe zone for the angel sharks in the Adriatic. Pomalo.